days ago, dropping that contest 66-72. It was your first game without Dalen Swain. What impressed you about how they played, and what's it going to take to win this one?
Well, if you remember, they jumped all over us in the first 3.5 minutes. The score was 20-4 Butler, so we were minus 16. I just alluded to it a couple of minutes ago. You know, we had 15 turnovers. 10 of those were in the first half. I thought that we took some really ill-advised quick shots, which that's like a turnover. We have to be more efficient on offense. We had a hard time scoring against Butler. We can do better. In the game one that we played against them, we broke the game open in transition. We had almost 45 points, I think, in the first half. So I think our scoring is really connected to, can we take care of the ball?
Sean, thanks for your time and good luck.
Thank you, Byron.
This is the R&L Carriers Xavier pregame show. Up next, Xavier and the Bulldogs. This is Xavier basketball from Learfield and the Varsity Network. Looking to start or finish your bachelor's degree? Xavier University's adult and professional education program is here for you. With customized, accelerated online degree programs, Xavier puts you in control of your education. Visit xavier.edu/apex to get started. That's xavier.edu/APEX. Gain more knowledge, develop more skills, and become more than you ever thought possible. Xavier University.
Xavier fans, this is Joe Sunderman, voice of the Xavier Musketeers. Just like our Musketeers, our friends at CTI Clinical Trial and Consulting are always looking for new talent to add to their team. They even have a program specifically designed for recent graduates. If you'd like to work with a group of people on life-changing therapies to help patients around the world, CTI is the team for you. To learn more, visit ctifacts.com.
Come on over to Heartland.
Getting a mortgage? We take pride in providing the value and service you deserve in one of the most important transactions you'll ever have. Community banks have the most flexibility and the lowest rates. Now fact check that. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been diagnosed with cancer, a second opinion can provide you with much-needed peace of mind. Cincinnati Cancer Advisors believes that cause should not stand in the way of receiving a platinum-level second opinion. Our outstanding physicians are here to provide reassurance and help you and your physician to have confidence in your care plan and live your best life despite having cancer. To schedule an appointment, please visit CincinnatiCancerAdvisors.org or call 513-731-CARE. That's 513-731-2273.
There are lots of ways to make Skyline part of your game plan. You can pregame with friends in 5 ways at your favorite Skyline, or carry out conies to crush during the game. And Skyline is the only place for post-game Cholitos and chili cheese fries. Football, basketball, baseball, or soccer. High school, college, or pro. Doesn't matter. Game time is always a good time for Skyline. So get your game face on and get your Skyline game plan together. Feeling good? It's Skyline time.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota, like the powerful new Tundra 4x4, with the best resale value in its class. Now through April 1st, get APR financing as low as 2.25% on a new 24 Tundra. Up to $1,500 customer cash depending on model. Or you can get a great lease deal with approved credit through TFS. Plus get 2 years no-cost maintenance. Get details at Toyota.com. Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Toyota, let's go places.
This has been the R&L Carriers pregame show, brought to you by R&L Carriers. Partner with a family-owned LTL provider at RLC.com. SeatGeek, official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of Xavier Athletics. And by TriHealth. TriHealth provides surprisingly human care that drives the best health outcomes. Be seen, be heard, be healed. Visit TriHealth.com. Xavier Basketball is on the air. Brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Tip-off is just moments away. Now to courtside. Here are Joe Sunderman and Byron Larkin.
Xavier fans, it's time now for tonight's starting lineups presented by Helium SEO.
First for the number 8 seed Butler Bulldogs there.
18-13. They were 9-11 in Big East play. And small forward, a 6'6 junior from Detroit, a transfer from Michigan State, number 21, Pierre Brooks. Brooks leads them in scoring with 15 points a game. The power forward's a 6'7 senior from Montreal, Quebec, number 11, Jamal Telford. The center, a 6'10 grad student from Detroit, a transfer from Georgia State, number 1, Jalen Thomas. He averages 7 points and 6 boards a game. The two guards, a 6'1 senior from Moreno Valley, California, number 4, DJ Davis. DJ Davis is 90 for 93 from the free throw line on the year. Outstanding. And the point guard is a 6-foot senior from Brooklyn, number 5, Posh Alexander. He's the former St. John's Johnny. He's the former Defensive Player of the Year. Head coach Thad Mata, check that, in his second year. For your Xavier Musketeers, 15-16, 9-11 in Big East play. At small forward, a 6'6 sophomore from New Haven, Connecticut, number 1, Desmond Claude. Claude was named the most improved player in the Big East this year at 16 points a game. Last year he averaged 4.8 points a game, an honor well deserved. The power forward getting his 5th start of the year is a 6'10 freshman from Serbia, number 17, Lazar Djokovic. Djokovic rewarded for his play against Marquette. He played a season-high 33 minutes, had 9 points and 6 rebounds, 4 of which were offensive. The center is a 6'10 senior from Brooklyn, number 24, Abu Usman. The two guard is a 6'3 grad student from Atlanta, number 8, Quincy Oliveri. Quincy was named honorable mention All Big East. He's the leading scorer in the Big East at 19.5 points per game. And the point guard's a 6-foot senior from Shelbyville, Kentucky, number 20, Davion McKnight. Head coach Sean Miller in his 19th year.
Starting lineups were brought to you by Helium SEO, the official SEO provider of Xavier Athletics. The officials for the game: Brian O'Connell, Pat Driscoll, and Evan Burrows. And Djokovic is getting the start, Byron. You know, the Musketeers are still looking at, we're in the Big East tournament, Madison Square Garden, and they're still trying to find that lineup that might be bring the Musketeers a little bit of magic. And actually, Djokovic, as you pointed out, the last 4 games has been an impact in every one of those games.
He has, Joe.
So, you know, they were looking for that, you know, maybe for the entire season, but he's just a freshman. And, you know, he's working his way into it and starting to figure it out. Good time right now is ending.
Well, I think Xavier's going to play the hot hand at that position. I mean, they've tried Gitas Namiksha. They've tried Kachi Enzi. Even Sasha Chani got 5 starts. This will be Lazar's 5th start of the year. And, you know, he, at least in the last couple games, his intensity is picked up. His effort is picked up. And as a result, he's been more productive. Sean Miller is going to reward that with the start here tonight.
I'd like to welcome everybody to the Republic Bank broadcast location here at Madison Square Garden. Both teams have been introduced. Both teams now sitting on the chairs on the floor, surrounded by their teammates behind them. The coach is right in front of them, getting their last-minute instructions. What do you make of these two teams splitting during the season? Does anybody have an advantage, or is this like a pick-em, a toss-up kind of a game?
Joe, in that second game, I mean, they completely did not respect or honor the offensive players for Xavier other than Claude Oliveri and McKnight. And Xavier's got to take advantage of that. Either Gitas Namiksha's got to make some shots. Trey Green coming off the bench, he's got to do some things. Djokovic, Enzi, everybody's got to, they have to be a threat out there, because if not, Butler's a well-coached team. They'll just make life hell on all the other players for the Muskies.
When you talked to Sean Miller in your pregame interview, you know, he was counting up all the empty possessions that Xavier had in Indianapolis. As you said, just 7 days ago, he was up around 20 between the bad shots that he didn't like, the turnovers, and what went on. And what impacted that game, Byron? So much that happened in the first 5 minutes, too. I mean, the first 5 minutes, Musketeers got on the wrong track, going the wrong direction, however you want to say it, but they were chasing all night long. They made a run. They got within 5 points in that ball game after trailing by 16. I think we counted 5 different times that it was that hill you couldn't ever climb to a certain or past a certain point or elevation, and they never got really back into it. Even the final score, in my opinion, of 72-66, the game really wasn't that close the entire time. Now Xavier back at Cintas Center back on January the 16th handled Butler easily, knocking the Bulldogs off 85-71. I think in that game Xavier scored 30 fast break points.
Yeah, they did. And Joe, it is so much easier to establish momentum than change momentum. So when you get off to a bad start and your opponent has got the momentum, but it takes a heck of a lot more energy to change that, as opposed to coming out being sharp on both ends of the floor and establishing momentum. So hopefully Xavier can establish some momentum early here, not get down and have that game pressure to try to play catch-up ball, because you expend a lot of energy when you do that, Joe, and hopefully you have enough to finish the job at the end of the game.
Xavier dressed in their black uniforms, trimmed out in silver. The Butler Bulldogs in their white, trimmed out in blue, their home uniforms. The Butler Bulldogs being the higher seed. They're an 8th seed. The Musketeers are a 9th seed. Lazar Djokovic at 6'10" will jump for the Xavier Musketeers. Jalen Thomas also at 6'10", jumps for the Butler Bulldogs. The ball is tossed and is controlled by Thomas. Into the backcourt, Posh Alexander brings it across the timeline, right side of the floor. Telfort with it. Into the high post to Brooks. Back on the right side of the floor, and a 3 is on the way, taken by Davis, and it's missed, and Xavier with a rebound. Xavier run their weave on the perimeter. Usman with the basketball, hands it off to Clyde at the free throw line, feeds underneath to Usman, and it's knocked out of his hands. And last touch, however, by Usman, it'll stay. Nope, but it'll go to the Butler Bulldogs. The officials changed their mind. We had 1 point in Xavier's way, 1 going the other direction, and the official going Butler's way was much more emphatic and overruled.
Des Clyde has to shoot that ball, Joe. He was 5 feet from the basket, but Usman wasn't ready to catch it.
Brooks around the 3-point arc, hands it off to Alexander. He drives, gets to the rim, throws up a scoop shot, bouncing around the rim, comes off no good. Oliveri in traffic, and he drives, and we've got a charging foul, and that is going to be on the Musketeers.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers for Xavier, Joe. First, it was a turnover by Des Clyde, and second time down, Oliveri runs over Brooks. Not a good start for Xavier.
He played 1 minute, still looking for the first score of the ball game. Ball's walked through the center jump circle by the Bulldogs. Telford, he accelerates down